Welcome to the dark side of BEASTwriter. I'm your host, Ryan Sakamoto, and today we're going to be breaking down and talking about Jarrett Stidham's comments today as it pertains to our open locker room period. If you guys haven't caught my video on the full 7.5-minute interview, you guys can catch that after this live stream concludes. But we went ahead and we talked to Jarrett Stidham today, had the opportunity. I tweeted this out yesterday that we would be talking to him today. We did. And there's a lot of things that we can talk about in terms of what Jarrett Stidham brings to the table and what he kind of has some challenges with. I think we all can agree that obviously Derek Carr is the better quarterback of the two. I'm not going to dispute that. But I will say that I like what Jarrett Stidham is. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about those NFL traits. You guys got to remember, once the trade was made, when GM Dave Ziegler brought him here from New England to the Las Vegas Raiders, I knew what the game plan was. And the game plan was simple. Someone who's familiar with the offense. And I talked about on Raider Nation Radio with Vinny B. Even before I was a beat writer, he caught on to my article. It gained a lot of steam and a lot of traffic. And I'm very thankful for Vinny B for having me on. Fast forward today, I'm now a beat writer for the team. But no, getting back to it and what Jarrett Stidham brings to the table and some things that he may need to work on. Look, I'm no quarterback guru, but I can tell you straight up, Jarrett Stidham gets it from the shoulders up. And I'm really, really happy in what the opportunity that provides him. Now, obviously, the NFL is a business and there's a business side of it. Jarrett Stidham obviously talked to Derek Carr and the question was raised, hey, man, have you had a chance to talk to your starting quarterback since he was benched? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to keep that private between them two. So, there's a lot of, how should I say this? Because you guys aren't in there in the locker room, I can sense we talk about good vibes, but there's definitely dark vibes in there. And I want to say dark vibes and necessarily from yesterday and today, it's a totally two different perspectives here. Because yesterday was very dark and gloomy. You can hear a pin drop. And it was really one of those things where that a player was put on notice when they opted to bench Carr for the last two games because of the financials. And I don't care what Coach McDaniels says. I love Coach McDaniels. But, coach, let's keep it 100. It's not about the opportunity in affording Jarrett Stidham this opportunity over the last two games, although that could be a good sample size to pull from. But at the end of the day, as well as I know that it's all about the financials. And if Derek Carr was to get hurt, that contract will be fully guaranteed and $7.5 million in 2024. And I believe it's upwards of $33 million in 2023. So let's not get it twisted. We all know the dynamics of the business side of things. Obviously, that's why they play the game. But then also you guys have to understand the accounting side and the snap sheet, if you will. And if you haven't caught my video and my article that I wrote on the Sporting Tribune, you see this up in the upper right-hand corner. I am the Raiders beat writer for the Sporting Tribune, backed up by Russ Markazi, and he's done a really good job there in building that up. So yeah, support to my guy Arash. And also, if you guys haven't caught that article, you guys can catch that. I posted that up on my Twitter as well as my social media on Instagram and so forth. So again, there's a lot of different parameters that go into why this move was made. But ultimately, let's face it, it's because Derek Carr, if you were to get injured, that contract would be fully guaranteed. And I don't think if you're the Las Vegas Raiders, you want that, especially if you're GM Dave Ziegler, because they're looking at it and saying, hey, look, we're going in another direction anyways. We don't want to be tied to a quarterback that we don't see in our foreseeable future. All right. So let's go ahead and keep it 100. All right. So there's 35 of us watching right now. Give this video a thumbs up. Also, people have been asking how you can donate to the BEASTwriter family in here on the dark side of BEASTwriter. You can do that. If you're watching on YouTube, there is a super chat and super thanks, and you guys can go ahead. It's a money icon. You guys can go ahead and send your donations there if you like any of the live streams or any of the video content that I provide throughout the work week, right? And so on top of that, I also link my Venmo. So in each video, whether it's a live stream or a static video, I have in the description box all my social media. So be sure to follow me there, of course. But then also, I also have Venmo, and everybody has Venmo. So my Venmo is at BEASTwriter. You can find me on Venmo, and you guys can also donate that way if you guys choose not to go through YouTube. All right. So those are both ways you guys can also support. Another cool thing that I'm doing is, no, I'm going to be 100% honest. We didn't make enough money for me to go on a road trip, and there's only 2 games left in the year. So what I'm doing is with the money left over for the season, a portion of that I'm keeping for the road trips because you guys want me to go on the road games and so forth. Because I am self-employed, I have to pay my own way. It's upwards of $1,000, and I don't have that kind of bread to do that every other week. But what I can do is, I've been getting money from you guys, and you know what? I said it's going to be funneled back in the dark side of BEASTwriter, whether it's going these road trips and covering the team that you guys all come to love in the Las Vegas Raiders on away games, or simply doing giveaways and running giveaways here in the DOB. So if you guys haven't or are new to subscribing, we are running giveaways to end the year. I am giving away these $20 socks. Crazy. I don't even buy $20 socks myself. In fact, I could buy like a 12 pack for $20, but not one pair for 20. I'm just saying. Anyways, we're giving these Max Crosby long sleeve socks. That does not make sense, but knee-high socks, long sleeve socks. What? And this Davante Adams black knee-high socks. So again, these are $40 value. Absolutely free for subscribing to the Dark Side of BEASTwriter channel. And we are running giveaways every Family Friday. And you know what's cool about this? And thank you so much, On to Six Soldier, for the super chat. I appreciate it. He says, can you confirm that Dave and Josh wanted Carr to start the last 2 games, but it was Mark Davis that wanted to bench him? I cannot confirm any of that or deny any of that. All I can say is there is a financials part of this whole process. And I think that ultimately played a role. Vic Tafer from The Athletic really put a good tweet on exactly what the dynamic was over the last few games. And I think, last few days leading up to that benching. So Vic Tafer did a really good job at that. He talked about the financials. They ran the numbers and just basically thought it was best if Derek Carr did not play. So I cannot confirm that Coach McDaniels and GM Dave Ziegler wanted Carr to play, and Mr. Davis did not. I can't say one way or the other because I don't know. So thank you for the super chat. But that's just my real honest assessment and keeping it 100. I really don't know. What I do know is if you're looking at it from a GM perspective, you're going to need to sit Carr if you don't see him as your quarterback for the foreseeable future. If you did see him as your quarterback for the foreseeable future, he would be playing. Let's not get it twisted, right? That's a great question though, because unless you're on the inside, you really don't know, and few and far between. I mean, there are a few, but as for me, it's my first year covering it. I don't have that type of insider knowledge yet. Getting there. Not yet. This is my first year. The year's not even over. Believe that or not, right? But yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about the one way or the other. But thank you so much for the super chat, On to Six Soldier. You've been supporting since day one. I want to give you a personal shout out, along with D Menace, my guy, 4200, along with SVT Vasquez. You guys are all. Phil Romero's in the house. He says, Beast, we are entering a new era. I feel bad for Carr, but I feel a change needed to be made. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, when I run the coaches film, I see a lot of things that ball placement is an issue. Ball placement is something that we talked about here in the DOB since day one when it comes to Derek Carr's game, especially down inside the red zone and when things are condensed. You know, too many times over, we watch on film from the broadcast view, but little do we know, unless you watch the coaches film like I do, and I don't expect you guys to. That's why you guys have me, because I'm your eyes and ears. And it's my 9 to 5, you know, I get paid for it, you know? So it's like, okay, so this is the end all be all. Like Derek Carr makes some ill-advised throws downfield between the 20s. I'm just going to keep it 100. And aside from that, we talked about ball placement. This is even before, if you guys remember, this is before Mick Lombardi's father went on Pat McAfee's show and said the same exact thing and echoed the same exact analysis that I echoed here in the DOB. You're going to hear things first before you hear it from other places or other sources a lot of times, because I see it from a different lens. Ball placement is a control issue, right? Like if you don't throw to the receiver in stride, if you don't throw through the receiver on the proper shoulder, bad things are going to happen if you continuously do that. Now, it's not as simple as saying, okay, the quarterback wide receiver timing needs to be on the same page. I mean, there's a lot of dynamics that go into it. I mean, football is a team sport, so all 11 guys have to be on the same page. That starts up front with pass blocking. But at the end of the day, if Derek Carr is working with a clean pocket and he throws on the back shoulder when it's not supposed to be a back shoulder pass, or he leads a wide receiver into oncoming traffic where it's going to be a haymaker and somebody's going to get T-boned going across the intersection. I mean, that's just kind of on Derek Carr, right? You're not saving your wide receiver and doing him any favors. So look, I like Derek Carr as a person, got to know him very well. But ultimately, I just think he's not good enough to get this team to where they need to be. And I, like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I like Derek Carr as a person. I think he's a good quarterback, but is he going to be that quarterback that can win you the big one, right? And I'm not so sure in the fourth quarter. When we talk about fourth quarter comebacks, right? He's one of the best, right, in fourth quarter comebacks. But leading up to that fourth quarter comeback, did they have to? Because football is a game of 60 minutes. We talked about this the other day. Football is a game of 60 minutes. So was that warranted or was that needed that he played well or he played bad leading up to that final drive in order for him to have that fourth quarter comeback in the first place? So, yeah, I agree with you, Phil. I think a change needs to be made. Obviously, Davante Adams voiced his displeasure with the benching, and one of the reasons why he came here was because of his good friend Derek Carr. But let's be honest about this. If you can bring in a guy like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, I mean, these are the hottest names that are going to be circling around the NFL media throughout the entire offseason. There's not going to be an offseason here in the DOB. I'm going to keep on it. And you guys know how I like to do that. And also with the NFL draft coming around, we have Bryce Young, we have CJ Stroud. I'm not so high on Will Levis. Some people are. I'm not so high on Will Levis at this point. I'm going to run down coach's film on him as to why. But ultimately, I think they have to get a dual threat quarterback, someone who can win with your legs, but then also keep defenses honest by having the ability to throw it downfield and throw it accurately, right? I think that's one thing that you have to notice. And again, I talked about this at length. There's 52 of you guys watching. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do so. Again, it's going to help me out a lot and help out with the algorithm, and other Raider Nation like yourselves. It'll be a recommended video to them. So odds are, if you like my silver and black content because you're watching it, odds are your family and friends will like it too. So push this, share this on your social media, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. Share my content. And again, if you're on any of those platforms that I just mentioned, it's in the description box below at BEASTwriter. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on YouTube or Instagram, the handle is at BEASTwriter. All right. So not that hard to find because there's only one beast. I'm joking, but that's what I've always been saying. Because people call themselves a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. Like going to the gym today. Let me just tell you about my story going to the gym today, which is funny. So I went to the gym right before going to the Raiders headquarters, and it was packed. I had my sweatshirt on. I have to get warmed up. I don't like to work out like this because you're cold, right? You need to get your blood flow going. So I always come with a hooded sweatshirt and beanie. Went to EOS today, and I was going to hit flat bench, right? I was like, I'm going to hit some flat bench today, right? Because, I haven't done that in a while, and I need to build up my strength and so forth. So I go there, and no one, it's funny because no one's going to give you respect unless they see like your gains, like unless you're a macho man or you take whatever. I'm not that guy. I'm pretty much incognito. Like I like being in a sweatshirt and kind of like mind my own business because I'm in the zone. Well, this is what happened. So I'm going ahead and I'm saying, okay, well, there's 100-pound dumbbells here. This is what I warm up with. So I'm going to do some 100-pound dumbbells. So I have to bring the 100-pound dumbbells. If you lift heavy, you have to bring and this is my warm up. You have to bring the 100-pound dumbbells all the way across to the other side of the gym because there was only one bench open. Don't tell me why it was so crowded. Maybe it was because of the food games or Christmas. I don't know what it is. But I saw some new faces there. I was like, man, this is not a good look. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to get 100-pound dumbbells. I put myself on timeout in the corner. That was a workout in itself. And I was hitting my 100-pound dumbbells. And then these guys next to me, I got really annoyed by them because all they were doing was they were working out in my area. And like, I'm not saying this is my area, but I'm saying if someone's using 100-pound dumbbells to warm up and they're constantly trying to push and they're doing flat bench, you're going to have to give some kind of proper etiquette and be like, okay, well, he's trying to work in. He was here first, by the way. And they were just trying to do easy curl bars like right next to me when they easily could have done it in front of me or easily could have done back of me. I don't know what the deal was. There's three guys there. They're half the time they were joking around, really pissed me off. So I was like, you know what? Screw this, man. So then I was like, this happens every time. So I was like, I'm just going to take off I usually don't do this. I usually keep my pump cover on, but I took it off. I was like, you know what? Game over. And then they just scattered. But it's like, why do I have to do that in the first place for people to have proper etiquette? I don't know. Jim's really weird over there. Usually people will just have proper etiquette and give you the space, but it wasn't until I had to take off my pump cover that people were like, oh, damn. And it's like, yeah, back up. Give me my space. I'm warming up with the hundreds right now. If you haven't noticed by now. But I was really calm about it. Didn't really cause a scene, but I don't understand why it happens. And I told my girlfriend this every time it happens. Like, no one gives you respect at this gym unless you take off your pump cover. People are like, what's a pump cover? It's a sweatshirt. All right. Anyways, that was really, really annoying. Wanted to bring that up because it's crazy. Anyways, we're doing giveaways. So look, we just talked about the socks. We're giving out Raider Nation rally towels. Just think if you're in the black hole and you win a prize from the DOB. Look, that's what we're doing. And that's what I've been doing this entire year. So if you're going, I'm always in the black hole pregame. Say what's up to the Dark Side of BEASTwriter, DOB, right here. And the DOB, just get my attention, just yell beast or whatever. And if you prove, and well, obviously you don't have to prove anything, but if you follow me, which you probably do because you would know that I'm there and I'm in the black hole, you guys will be entered to win one of these things. I'll have it on hand and I'm just going to be throwing it up like Oprah, like you get a sock and you get a sock and you get a towel and you get a towel and you get these insulated cup holders. I'm joking. Not joking, though. Joking, not joking. It's all for the DOB here in the Dark Side BEASTwriter. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do yourself a solid because the bigger we grow and share the stuff, the bigger we get, the bigger the prizes. I want to give out Raider tickets. That's what I want to give out. I do it with the Niners already. I'm not even a Niners beat writer anymore, but I still go away with my Niner tickets every single week. I'm going to do the same for the Raiders once we get on that level. But this is my first year covering. It's like a startup, so I need you guys. I need the DOB to drive the family. Kevin Lurkson says, be water beast. That's true. Bruce Lee, I like it. JD11 says, yo, beast, how it's doing? It's James. Hey, James, how you doing? Again, James won. Speaking of winning in the black hole, the DLB contest, JD won. I gave him the New England Patriots Raiders pennant that I got up in the press box, and it was his birthday. You guys know I showed him up on the community page as well. It was his 14th birthday, and he won the pennant just for following me. He's like, hey, man, like, I follow you. I follow all your stuff. And I was like, oh, man. And it was his birthday, so happy birthday. If you're going to be there at the game, James, let me know. I want to meet up with you again. Love talking to you, by the way. It's funny. Half the time I'm talking to the fans because that's what I like to do. I like engaging with my followers and fans and family because at the end of the day, it's like you guys make this possible. Like I wouldn't be here without you guys in my corner. So it is what it is. Saw Raiders Hernandez says, yo, Beast, just getting in. But what do you think about Devontae staying? Oh, man. This is some talk here. Devontae Adams, is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Let's go ahead and talk about this and keep it 100. But there's 43 of us watching right now. Give this video a thumbs up. And also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel and also donate, you can do that. You can support the DOB here on YouTube with a super chat or super sticker. It does this a solid. And also, it makes it worthwhile for me because, look, it's my 9 to 5. Pays the bills, right? I go where it pays the bills. And these live streams have been hitting hard, so that's why I'm continuing to do more. Thank you so much, Omar. He said, DC doesn't pay my rent. Having said that, what we should have done is draft a quarterback and have him sit behind Carr. His salary could have been restructured because, but Davis is to blame. Hiring Gruden destroyed us. Interesting. Thank you so much, Omar, for the super chat, and thank you for your analysis. I like it. I believe this is the first time that you've sent a super chat. Because I keep track of everything. I keep track of all my, in fact, all my comments from yesterday's live stream. I know exactly who left comments, and there's like over 80 comments on one of the videos, and I know exactly 80 people. So people are like, "Dang, like how'd you know this?" My first, because I know everyone in the DOB, and if you ain't in the DOB, I know that too. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Flinko versus Flinko says, glad to see your channel growing. Well deserved. What's your honest take on Stidham? I like Jarrett Stidham. I like Jarrett Stidham a lot. Look, Jarrett Stidham is one of the guys I talk to on a daily basis. And it's funny because speaking of Devontae Adams, if he's staying, if he's going, I'm not sure if he's going to stay or if he's going to go. I'm joking. I think he's going to stay. Now, if he requests a trade at the end of the year, I don't know. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, let's face it. Like, Devontae Adams is a hometown kid coming from EPA, which is East Palo Alto. I'm a hometown kid from the Bay Area, so I get the vibe. You're going to want to play for the Raiders, if not the Niners, if you grew up a Niner fan. So, sorry, Tom Brady. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers. But, hey, look, can any of those quarterbacks play with Devontae Adams and then all is good? I can see it happening. Come on, guys. Like, I don't see Devontae going anywhere. I think he's going to be here for the long haul and retire as a Las Vegas Raider. But getting back to some of your questions, let's see. Flinko says, well-deserved. What's your honest take on Stidham? I like Jarrett Stidham. I talk to him every day on a daily basis, and we joke around because I'm a Roll Tide Roll fan. He's an Auburn fan. The first thing that he said in the presser, and I tweeted this out earlier on Twitter, is he looks at me. Before he starts his presser, he looks at me and says, I knew you were a fake fan. You're not wearing your Alabama Roll Tide roll. And I don't want to go through the lingo of, hey, man, I had to get my workout in. So I wore my San Diego State beanie because that's my alma mater, but I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like this beanie more than I like that beanie because that beanie ain't that good. Just saying, it's not as comfy to wear on a daily basis. So I don't want to go through that. I was just like, hey, man, I knew I was going to interview you today. I didn't want to disrespect you by wearing a Roll Tide roll. I'm joking. It was funny though, because he's like, oh yeah. And then after the presser, we talked about the War Eagle, how that came about with the Auburn Tigers. And I was like, man, War Eagle's not even the mascot. I was like, do you even know how War Eagle started? He's like, I do. He's like, but I'm not gonna tell you. I'm like, I already know the backstory, bro. Now, me and Jarrett talk all the time. We joke around all the time about that. And one thing can agree on is the SEC is the powerhouse. It's a standard that we agree on. He's like, at least we agree on something. No, he's a good guy. I like Jarrett. I wrote a great article on Jarrett Stidham. And again, I wrote that for the Sporting Tribune up in the upper right-hand corner. You guys can check out what I had to say about Jarrett Stidham. Just go to thesportingtribune.com. It's the featured article up there on the front page news there. And you guys can catch my hot take on Jarrett Stidham and why he's starting in favor of Derek Carr. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Omar, for the super chat. Yeah, Bassy HG says, Beast, what are the chances that Stidham shows out like Purdy did without any tape on him? I mean, they still have Josh, Devontae, Darren, and Max. I think they're going to run the ball. I spoke a little bit with Josh Jacobs today in the locker room. Josh didn't tell me anything, but I think JJ is going to get a big workload early on. Obviously the 49ers are going to try to shut that down, make the Raiders offense one-dimensional. I think you're going to see a lot of single high looks. I think they're going to dare Jarrett Stidham to play the rules of engagement that apply against the cover 1 or cover 3 shell. And when you do that, when you run a cover 3 or a cover 1, you're playing a single high look, which means an extra box defender will be down inside the box. And that guy can be Talanoa Hufanga, could be Tashawn Gibson. It really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, if you don't think that quarterback can throw between the 20s with accuracy downfield, then you can kind of play it aggressive. And I think that's what DeMeco Ryans is going to do. And especially in that Y9 scheme that I talked about earlier, right? We talked about the Y9 with Hronis Grossi yesterday. We talked about the Y9 earlier on in the year with Coach Lombardi, right? And I talked about it this week. I said, what challenges does the Y9 present? And it's very challenging. One, because they play so wide, but they're also disciplined in their run fit integrity, and they play very, very fast, and they're very good in stacking and shedding. So their fundamentals are on point on all 3 levels, I would like to think. So, and when you're evaluating the game film on the San Francisco 49ers, that's what I see. So if you're Jarrett Stidham, and of course you can watch all the game film you want, but ultimately I think Jarrett Stidham is going to have to prove to DeMeco Ryans and that defense that, hey, I can stand tall in the pocket and deliver in stride to the receiver while also winning between the 20s. And I don't care about these linebackers because I know I can get the good ball placement that's needed for Darren Waller to work down the seams, for Hunter Renfrow to work underneath, and for Devontae Adams to work on their corner and post routes, and also the speed and shallow crossing digs. Say that 10 times fast. But no, I like what Jarrett Stidham brings to the table. He's very quick, decisive with his decision making. He understands the playbook, which I pointed out back when the trade was made. Real time to hindsight. This is why you follow me. I'm very consistent, just like Jarrett Stidham is consistent with his game planning. The question was asked, what, how do you prepare now as opposed to when you weren't the starter? And luckily, you guys follow me here in the DOB because I got that information from Jarrett earlier on in the year. And he says, hey, look, I prepare every day as if I am the starter, right? So consistency is key, right? He talked about this, right? So I was like, oh, man, same question, same answer. Consistency is key in the NFL, just like with your bodybuilding gains. All right. Bassy HD says, Beast, what are the chances that... Oh, no. Saul Raiders. Hernandez says, I agree. Look, we got so many comments in here. Let me catch up. What's up, G says, to put in perspective, the Raiders had won those 4 games, they would be a playoff team. That is very true, but they didn't win 4 games, my guy. And I talked to What's Up G today. What's up, G? How you doing? How's Holly? Herman Schmidt says, I got my like, and thank you so much. There's 44 of us watching right now. Give this video a thumbs up. If you're unable to donate with a super chat or super sticker, that is just as good. And it also pushes the algorithm to other like-minded Raider Nation like yourselves who also enjoy my silver and black content on a day-to-day basis. And also, I'll be posting my fitness gains because DOB, that's what we do. Football and fitness is what we do. So there is no off season. So this is the time that if you're thinking about getting into fitness, you're literally getting a personal trainer one-on-one with me because I'll be posting my workouts for you and I'll be walking you through how to do some of these compound movements. Really cool stuff. It's because I'm biased. Thank you, Kelly J, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And I want to be without you in my corner. So yeah, workouts, all that stuff. But no, getting back to Jarrett Stidham and what he brings to it, I really like Jarrett Stidham. I like him as a person. I think he's a good backup quarterback, can possibly has the potential to be a starter. One thing I like about Jarrett Stidham is he's very smart when going through his progressions. He's very, very smart at that. Phil Romero, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. He says, what round do you see Anthony Richards going? Oh my gosh. Anthony Richards, that's the talk of the town. I know that you guys like Anthony Richards. I am somewhat on board with Anthony Richards. I have to evaluate more game film on him. But as opposed to when I run my mock drafts, as you guys follow me here in the DOB, you guys will understand exactly how I run that. You guys think I know the silver and black and cover them on a daily basis here. This is my first year proving to you guys that I know my stuff with the Raiders. Think about all 32 NFL teams and running my mock drafts. Like I said, I beat Mel Kiper, beat Todd McShay, beat Daniel Jeremiah, beat Charles Davis, beat Lance Ireline, beat Matt Miller. 2 years running. 2 years running. And aside from the 2-year running platform, I beat all those guys. I came in first or second over the last 5. All right. So Beast Receipts, check out. I'm telling you, if you like what I have to cover now, you should be making some bets and plays on my mock drafts. Trust. Checks out. In fact, I was the first one to predict that the Miami Dolphins were going to trade out of 3, and people were calling me crazy. I was like, nah, man, I've been doing this since 2000. I've been running mock drafts since the year 2000. I know what I'm talking about. And then what happened? The Miami Dolphins trade out number 3. Then my traffic went bam here on the YouTube channel. Just went up. Crazy. Stuff like that. I don't just put clickbait. I don't put bold predictions and hopefully I hit on one. When I make a bold prediction, odds are it's going to come true. Check out the Beast Receipts. On to Six Soldier, but thank you so much for Romero. I appreciate it. I don't know yet because I have to run my mock drafts, but I will get that over to you. But thank you so much, Phil Romero, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Look, we're getting a lot of good feedback here in the DOB. I just want to give a heads up to all the people who have sent super chats so far because I don't want to miss anyone. On to Six Soldier, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it as we do this live stream. This will be actually a shorter live stream. I've been getting interviews requests left and right because obviously I'm coming from the San Francisco 49ers. So I actually have to hop off in about 30 minutes and I'm going to be on another YouTube channel talking about the San Francisco 49ers, just like I was on another YouTube channel yesterday talking to my fellow 49er fans back in the Bay Area. So again, and then that's not even including Stephen Nageshi, who wants me on talk about the playoffs and so there's a lot of stuff going on here in the DOB. I like it. I like talking about football in general. I can talk about the Chicago Bears for crying out loud. I don't care. We can talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. We can talk about the San Francisco 49ers. I run grades on all these teams. A lot of leg work. Kyler Murray. I always joke around with Kyler Murray because he doesn't watch game film worth a dang. Unless things change, I don't see it. But thank you so much, Onto Six Soldier. I appreciate the super chat in the live stream today. Thank you so much, Omar. I appreciate the super chat as well. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. It makes these chats worthwhile. Look, like I said, this is my 9 to 5, so obviously I have to make money in order to continue doing this. So aside from that, I know times are tough. Just give this video a thumbs up. That's just as good. So there's 44 of us watching right now. If you like the content that I provide, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I did some game film breakdowns that I wanted to think was a hit, but it really wasn't a hit. I'm just being 100. I like this stuff because I like breaking down game film. If you have yet to watch my breakdown of week 16 on using the proper fundamentals on shoulder leverage tackling when it comes to Nate Hodge versus Trey Norwood against the Steelers and Raiders game on Christmas Eve, give it that video a thumbs up as well. Because again, I'm going to go where you guys tell me to go. And again, this is your channel, not my channel. This is your channel. You're going to drive what's going to be pushed here in the DLB. So if it's fitness, which I'll be honest with you, my fitness videos get the most traffic of anything outside of obviously some of these Raiders videos that I post up. But anytime I post a fitness video, it goes viral. Anytime I post a film breakdown, like the first film, it did not go viral. Like it only got 132 views last time I checked before hopping on this live stream. I'm really keeping on top of that. So if you like it and you want me to post more content as far as the film breakdowns are concerned, you're going to have to let me know. And by doing that, you're going to have to send me a super chat on it, or you're going to have to give it a thumbs up or comment on it. Some type of engagement to where I can kind of leverage exactly if it's worthwhile doing or if I should just move on and do something else. I like posting my workout videos. But no, thank you so much. I appreciate it for the super chat. It means a lot. But yeah, I liked the film breakdowns. I know D Menace liked the film breakdown. Thank you so much, Kelly J, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Phil Romero, thank you so much for the super chat. I see you, buddy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And wouldn't be here without you guys in my corner. All right. On to Six Source says, Sick Beast, can't wait to take my workouts to the next level, the beast level. Look, yeah, man, beast mode on, right? And beast mode sounds cliche, but no, I'm serious. Like, I take that for real. Like, nicknames are earned and never self-given. Like, I didn't give myself the name Beast or BEASTwriter. The fans gave me that name. So, because we're known as beat writers, and then the fans are like, no, you're the Beast. And then one fan double down on those games, says, no, you're a beat writer, but then you're a beast. So we're going to call you BEASTwriter. And then everyone's like, oh, and then BEASTwriter is born. Before that, to be honest with you, it was hashtag 49ers BEASTwriter. So if you hashtag 49ers BEASTwriter, you'll see a lot of it. Well, I don't know how Twitter works now that Elon Musk took over, but technically you'll see my hashtag 49ers BEASTwriter, and that's how it, and then I was like, let's take out the 49ers and just leave it as BEASTwriter because it's cleaner. It's a cleaner look. Just like not the Facebook, let's take out the and just call it Facebook. Same thing. Which, by the way, Facebook, there's problems with Facebook and Instagram. YouTube's the way to go right now. YouTube is my moneymaker right now because I cannot post reels on Instagram. They're not allowing me to upload videos. You guys watch. Look, follow me on at BEASTwriter. If someone works at Instagram or you know someone that works at Meta, let me know because they literally will not let me post anything. And I ain't doing anything. Like, it's not like I'm doing anything. I'm just posting my silver and black content. The videos that I'm posting on YouTube, they will not allow me to repost it as a reel on Instagram. And obviously, reels make me money because I'm a content influencer. So how does that work? I don't know. And just so you guys know, I'm not the only Raider media member that's having this problem. So is it a Raider thing? I don't know, Instagram. But I like calling out Instagram on my social media and the IG. I think it's funny because at the end of the day, they troll me. They're like, oh, what can we help you with? Oh, we're going to have someone get back to you. Oh, this and that. It's like, no, man, you never got back to me. Holla at your boy. So I just call them out. Like right now, there's a video that I wanted to post from yesterday, and it's still in loading mode for 15 hours. No, it's almost like 18 hours now. That was at 3 p.m. It was from yesterday. And today's video on Jarrett Stidham, I can't even post because God knows why. But anyways, Instagram, get your stuff together, man. Let your boy post. I mean, you want to fight for the algorithm. You want me posting and saying, oh, I'm not getting stuff on Facebook. Oh, you're getting a lot of traffic the last 4 days. Keep it up. It's like, that's kind of like trolling because, you're not letting me post. So like, what's going on? I don't know. But YouTube, have no issues. YouTube, I have no issues with YouTube, which is why YouTube is number one. I don't care. YouTube is the way to go. I'm just letting you, anybody who wants to make money, YouTube is the way to go. It ain't Instagram. It ain't Facebook. It ain't Twitter. YouTube is the way to go. Now Twitter may change it. I don't know. Elon Musk says he's going to monetize it. Hopefully that comes together. But as of right now, YouTube's the way to go. Just keeping it 100. YouTube's the way to go. So people was like, oh man, like YouTube's the way to go. YouTube's the way to go. On to Six Soldier says, Sick Beast, can't wait to take my workouts to the next level. The beast level. Beast it up. Armando says, I feel like we're getting our hopes up like when Matt McGloin came in for Carr. Wow. Stockton, California says, where do you see Carr going, or do you think he will retire? I honestly think that Carr, and it's funny because he said he was going to retire. He wants to retire in the silver and black. Obviously, I could see that happening. I think Carr, how cool would that be though? Right? The team doesn't want you anymore. You were drafted in the second round, and all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, it's kind of been built over years, but they just don't want you. And so now you're like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to hang it up and just play for one team and one team only. How many players can say they did that? I mean, these players are legends that do that, right? Like, I mean, you're looking at guys like, shoot, Bryant Young, right? This for the 49ers. If we're talking 49ers, Bryant Young did it. Who else did it? Now that we're talking the 49ers Raiders, I think Marcus Allen would have retired, played in one uniform if he was afforded that opportunity. Yeah, there's not too many, right? If I'm thinking about the 49ers, Bryant Young. Who else? Junior Bryant, maybe? Junior Bryant, he had a neck injury, and that kind of injured his career, and he was gone. Yeah, Junior Bryant was another one. Who else? Oh, no, not too many people. Not too many players. Can we say they retired with one team? Ray Lewis. Here we go, Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis is another one. Thank you so much, Raider Chaos, for chiming in. I appreciate it and helping me out there. D Menace 4200. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yeah, D Menace is one of our moderators here, and he always keeps it 100. I love D Menace. D Menace, are you going to be at Parking Lot J? And if you are, protect me because I'm scared. I'm joking. We talked about this jokingly when I met up with you. And again, D Menace was one of our winners for the DOB weekly giveaway. And it's cool. I like meeting with you. I like meeting up with you guys. I think that's what makes this worthwhile. And I am going to have meet and greets. The cool thing about this is in the off season, I can run these meet and greets. We'll have a red carpet. We'll run cool giveaways for everyone who is part of the DOB family. Cause I like to give back to it. I like to meet you guys in person. I like you guys to know me on more of a personal level than just on here on YouTube, even though I feel like I engage with you guys here. So I can kind of put a face, not really a face to the name unless you have a profile picture, but I can really, it's really cool getting to know. I think that's what makes my job very, very rewarding is not so much, like you're cool at this or that, or that's cool that you're not like meeting with the players. I mean, that's cool too. But like, for me, it's all about like meeting you guys, the DOB family, like that to me, that's what it's all about. Like, I can care less about, the player. I shouldn't say I can care less. I like the players, but on the same wavelength, I like being around people who make what I do possible. And that's all you guys. So again, like, I think people take it for granted sometimes when they get to a certain place and then they think, oh, I'm the end all be all, I'm almighty. Like, it's like, nah, man, like you need to calm your a little bit. All right. Like, you ain't that cool, bro. Too cool for school. Raider Chaos says, do you have grades on the top corners in the draft? I think Cam Smith is really good. I like his instincts and tackling. I do run grades on the draft, and now we'll go ahead and run that after the season concludes. I don't like doing it mid-season because obviously it's the silver and black content all the way through. But then once the offseason rolls around and then we get toward the draft, you're going to see my draft grades, and it's pretty much on point. And again, if you follow me on Twitter over the years, you guys know how I run that. I have my big board. I do my horizontal board versus the vertical board. I have teams' needs. I have 3 surprise cuts, which the GM will now go in a different direction, but people don't know that because they don't peel back layers of the onion to really get to the core. So that's when these mock drafts that people put out is total, like some of the national media too, not calling out any of the national media in particular, but a lot of them was like, man, you suck at what you do. Like, I will burn that to the ground. Like, I will kill that. The first 10 picks I will kill. Like, I will kill that. And then also in the later rounds, I will kill. Like, for instance, Chris Borland calls me BEASTwriter because I predicted him to be drafted by the San Francisco 49ers, even though they had Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. I believe it was the 3rd round. And he's like, hey, weren't you the guy that predicted I would be drafted here? I was like, yeah. And then me and Chris Borland became good friends. Literally became good friends. Came out, we had dinner. Came out to I had a fan club with the Niners, and he's like, yeah, I'll come out. Met a lot of cool people in the Niner fan club when I had the Niner fan club as a beat writer. And again, I do it all for you guys. Because again, I see these guys on a day-to-day basis. But you guys rarely do. And I want to give back to you guys whenever I can. Because again, you guys make what I do possible. So, I never want to take anything for granted. Like what I do, I could lose tomorrow. But people don't see it that way. They think, oh, I've been doing this for 25,000 years, and I'm not going anywhere. It's like, oh, okay, well, there's always someone going to be better than you. There's always going to be someone better than me. So the iron sharpens iron mentality has to be in full swing at all times. Because the moment you think you're the best is the moment you lose that hunger for success. Remember that. And I came up with that on my own. Like, you can't find listen. The moment you lose that drive for success is the moment, or that you think you're the best is the moment you can lose that hunger for success. And it's very true, because if you think you're the best and you're the know-it-all and whatever, how are you going to grow? How are you going to become a better person? How are you going to become a better whatever it is that you do in your career, a better beat writer, a better reporter, a better whatever it is? So you're going to get things outside of just football here, because again, what I want to do is make you be the best version of you. Like, how do you do that, right? Whether it be fitness, whether it be just in your careers, don't half-ass anything. I shouldn't say that, but whatever. Don't have, I'll also say, I don't like people that do that. I feel like that's just dishonest work. That's not how I'm wired. I'm always going to do the best that I can do, no matter what the stakes are. Blair and DJ's dad says this offseason needs another year with Carr under center. Blair and DJ's dad, I would disagree. I think we've seen enough of Derek Carr. But that's not to say I don't like Derek Carr. I'm not saying I don't like the guy. And I know a lot of you Raider fans are tied to Derek Carr, and it's a love-hate with Derek Carr. Either you love him or you hate him. It's like there is no in between. It's almost like my lovely love-hate relationship with the Stairmaster when I do cardio. I hate the freaking Stairmaster because I freaking hate cardio. But I also know that if I don't do that, I'm not going to get my 12-pack or my 8-pack, whatever the case may be, right? I'm not going to have the obliques. I'm not going to have the 3D look. I'm not going to have the ab wall. I'm not going to have the muscle belly, right? I'm not going to have all those things. So I don't know, man. So you have to have a strong muscle belly, and you have to have good conditioning. How are you going to do that without tearing down the muscle? Well, Stairmaster is probably your best bet, because you do burn a lot of calories without exerting yourself and losing that muscle. So same thing with Derek Carr. You like him, he does some good things, and then he does some bad things. It's but does some good things, and I don't know. It's like a back and forth with the Raider Nation. It's crazy. Salvatore Bruno says, Beast, are you giving away Carr jerseys? No, I am not giving away any Derek Carr jerseys. In fact, funny story. I talked about this on earlier live streams, but did you guys know that they don't even have Davante Adams youth jerseys at the Summerlin Raider Image store? And in fact, I went to this other mall, freaking A. My sister flew in from Hawaii, and her brother-in-law, and we went to this mall because they're staying at the Cosmopolitan, which, by the way, I went to the secret pizza place, and it's good, but it's not like the best, but it's good. It's not better than Grimaldi's, I'll tell you that, or Naked City. Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh, and at that mall store, I asked them, I was like, hey, do you guys have any youth jerseys? They're like, no. How about Davante Adams? No. You don't have any youth jerseys? No. Who do you have then? We have Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is the number one selling jersey right now, or I should say this year, outside of Max Crosby. Crazy. And I did my research because I went to a lot of these random Raider stores, or these sports stores that sell Raider memorabilia or Raider swag and whatever. I'm now asking, hey, because they don't know who I am. They're like, oh man, like, oh, this is the BEASTwriter. I wonder what is it. So I just ask them, hey, look, like, what's the number one selling jersey here? And they're like, hey, Josh Jacobs. Dude, Josh Jacobs makes the Raiders so much money. I'm just saying, based on the jersey sales, and they have youth jerseys, but they don't have youth jerseys for Davante Adams at the Summerlin store in downtown Summerlin. Literally, the girl said, no, we don't. But he's like, we have Josh Jacobs. I was like, wait, so you're telling me you never had Davante Adams youth jerseys? And she's like, no, what I'm saying is we don't have them now. But we do have Josh Jacobs. And then I was like, oh, so is Josh Jacobs the number one seller? Obviously. Outside of Max Crosby. Crazy, right? Maybe I should I talked to Josh Jacobs today. I love talking to Josh. Josh is another guy I talk on a day-to-day basis. Josh, Jarrett, who else? If we're talking about it. Let's see. Matt Collins, I talk to him here and there. I don't talk to him on a day-to-day basis. The offensive lineman, Alex Bars, talk to him. Who else is there? Dylan Parham, talk to him. Hronis Grossu, talk to him. Thayer Munford. I like talking to all the guys, basically. That's like basically the offensive line. Jermaine Lenore. If he's not taking a shower. Because sometimes they go in and out, so it's like, you don't want to talk to them when they're changing. That's weird. Colton Miller. They're all, by the way, that's a funny group of guys right there, man. They have a good personality. They're funny. They just like to joke around. Matthew Butler, Neil Farrell, Kyle Pecco. There's the interior. Andrew Billings, talked to him today. We talked about his fastball. I said, the Niners ready for your fastball? It's like, I don't know. We'll see. And if you guys don't know the fastball talk between me and Andrew Billings, you guys have been watching here in the DOB in the Locker Room Pulse interviews that I've been posting. What's a fastball? What's fastball have to do in football? Like what? He talks about his fastball. I'm just going to break it down for you. Fastball means his bull rush is his go-to move, and everyone has a power move that they go to, obviously, because the speed to power conversion, you have to be good at what you do. Even if you know it's coming, sometimes you can't stop it because you're just that good. That's Andrew Billings to a T. Like that's a Brahma bull just waiting to like attack the quarterback or blow up plays at or behind the line of scrimmage. I'm telling you, Andrew Billings is a man. I was locking out with him just for and then he just did it joking. I was like, dude, he like brought me. I was like, oh man, joking a little bit, but no, that guy is strong as an ox. I mean, Andrew Billings is a monster. He is a monster. And we talked about fitness and we talked about our bench press and everything. So he's strong. He is strong. Lurking to Rate says, have Ziegler take you in as a scout? No. Dave Ziegler has not asked me to become a scout. And I don't even know, honestly, obviously, if you guys follow me enough, you guys know that I had the opportunity a while ago to go ahead and become an NFL scout. Here's the thing with that is, and I know, and I talked about with Connie Carberg, obviously we cover all 32 teams. If you don't know who Connie Carberg is, she's the first ever NFL female scout. She's a pioneer and good friend of mine. Connie, if you're watching, hi, how you doing? But getting back to it, I talked about it with Connie and we talk about it and it's something that, it really piques my interest. But then again, the travel time is just ridiculous. And I know it takes a lot of dedication. And that's why I have so much admiration for these NFL scouts, because again, a lot of the times they don't get the love. Like you just hear, whether it be the GM, mainly it's the GM. Oh, GM is GM Trent Baalke. He's executive of the year back in 2011 because he did this and this. But it's like, really, it's the scouting department that helped him, because you can't be in 1,000 places at once. You can't be watching a game in Kentucky and then going to Appalachian State and be there at the two places at once. That ain't possible. Or talking to the counselors or talking to people around who know the person, right, that you grew up with them, or talking to teachers or the equipment manager or whatever the case may be, outside of just watching film, right? So it's just almost like, man, like I have so much admiration for the NFL scouting process, because guys like Lenny McGill, and I talked to DeJuan Daniels right before Christmas Eve, ran into him, and I was telling him, man, you guys put in the work, man. You guys bust your butts and you do a really good job, man. So all these guys, GM Dave Ziegler obviously does a tremendous job as well. I'm not saying it. I mean, he's the head honcho for a reason, but it goes without saying, some of these other guys, definitely need love too, like Andy Dengler, right? And so you can go down the list of all the Raiders scouts, and they do a really, really good job. And so anyone that thinks it's easy, oh, this player is going to be good, this player is not going to be good, yes, you should be able to get it because that's what you get paid to do, but it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. I mean, everyone criticizes picks in hindsight from real time analysis. I mean, everyone thought Trey Lance was going to be the future in San Francisco, and now no one talks about Trey Lance. I don't care about the injury aside, let's face it. And what I say here in the DOB, once Trey Lance was drafted, I see he's a year away from being away because my guy, GM Randy Mueller, 2000 Executive of the Year with the New Orleans Saints, another good friend of mine, helps me out with what to look for in scouting and so forth. And obviously he's now in the XFL with the Rock in the Pacific Northwest. Randy, if you're watching, happy holidays. But there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and Randy knows this. I mean, we both watch a lot of film. It's just that's in order to formulate analysis on a player, like if he's good or if he's bad, you really need to watch the film. You just don't go to the box scores. I hate when people hate's a strong word, but I hate it. I think that's a lazy way of looking at things. But then also I have to take it with a grain of salt and be like, well, maybe people don't know what to look for. So that's why they go to the box scores, because they have no other outlet. They have no other means of a source of exactly knowing what to look for. Because when I run grades, you have to know what to look for. You can't just be like, oh, there's a nice tackle behind the line of scrimmage. It's like, who made that possible? Okay, what technique were they playing? Oh, was that just a flush play back inside to your help? Or did he really make the play like Andrew Billings blowing up a hole that created the pressure for, let's say, a Chandler Jones coming off a tackle and stunt or something like that? No, all these different factors, man. 2-100. Anyways, what up, Beast? Stidham looks awesome. And then again, you can't just talk about the Raiders. You have to cover all 32 in order to form that analysis, because comparing players on your own roster does you no justice. Like, anyone can name drop players and play a game of Madden. Holla at your boy. 2-1 says, what up, Beast? Stidham looks awesome in these last 2 games. We win both games. Do we consider him as a starter and draft a quarterback with pick 1? Look, Stidham, if you're watching, I know you'd probably be like, I saw your live stream. No, I'm joking. How am I going to answer this question? That is a good question, but ultimately, I still think you need to find another quarterback. And the reason I say that is because iron sharpens iron mentality. So whether or not Jarrett Stidham balls out in his last 2 games, yes, that is a positive sign that he has starter potential. But at the end of the day, I think if you can draft a Bryce Young, if you can go after a guy like CJ Stroud, who's a dual threat quarterback, and watch, mind you, no one's talking about this. I should have talked to Jarrett about this yesterday because I ran film on Jarrett Stidham, and he knows that. One thing that people don't really like to talk about is he has some wheels. That guy can, and now these Niner coaches are watching this. Oh, BEASTwriter say he has wheels, so we can't pin our ears back as we initially wanted. I'm joking. They probably don't give a shit. But I'm just saying, Jarrett Stidham has some wheels. He will take off and run for a first down. I'm just letting you guys know, don't be surprised if Jarrett Stidham racks up some yards because of his wheels. The guy is smart. If things break down, he's going to be on the loose. And it's like duck, duck, goose. Good luck. Please call them out by name. That's why we don't watch them. No, I'm not going to call anyone out by name, but I will say, because and here's the thing, everyone brings a fresh perspective. I really, truly believe that. Like, I think people on a beat bring a fresh perspective. So I'm known as the X's and O's guys, right? I mean, I think that goes without question. I think the coaches understand that, and they know that. Coach Graham says, he didn't even run on record and said, you ask the best questions, So getting that type of feedback, again, it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3 when I go into the media workroom. You have to have some kind of a game plan in order to ask the type of questions that you want answered. And so that's why some of my questions are kind of long-winded, because it's formatted in a way where I want the answer. I already know what the vanilla answer you're going to give me, but I want to know the meat and potatoes, right? And we talk about that without delving and giving away any trade secrets. I'm not stupid enough to do that, because obviously I want the Raiders to do well. But doing it enough to where you can get a fresh perspective on things that otherwise maybe someone else wouldn't be able to provide if they didn't have game film or didn't run game grades, right? Like I do here in the DOB. So Like I said, it's something that I love to do. I take great pride in, and I really take that to heart. So when people say, oh, and I tell you this, everybody that criticizes my real time analysis and I'm right about, trust me, I come back to that tweet and what you said is on there. So I'm not calling you out. I'm just calling it how I see it, because I call myself out when I get it wrong, which is not very often, which is why I do these beast receipts, because I'm not afraid to put my analysis on the line, because 8 times out of 10, I get it right. So 80%, pretty damn good. But 20% of the time, I get it wrong. Like calling myself out. I thought Trayvon Merrick was going to be a Pro Bowl this year. Calling myself out. Horrible. I also thought Lester Cotton, roll Tide, roll Lester Cotton. Remember him? I thought he was going to be a key clog in the middle of this offensive line. Nope. Calling myself out. That's 2 I got wrong this year, my first year on the beat. But I did get Nate Hobbs right. I did get Rock Yassin right. Max Crosby, I thought he would be Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Got that right. Thought Chandler Jones would struggle early on. And then obviously I told you guys he was going to go on a spurt. Got that right. Thought Denzel Perryman was obviously one of the heart and souls of the defense. Got that right. Thought Divine Diablo may arguably lead the team in tackles. Said this in training camp. Check the beast receipts. Got that right until his injury. I don't know. You tell me. Thought Devontae Adams was going to ball out of control. We knew that. In fact, the over-under on it, I believe before the season began, was like 13 or something. I was like, man, this guy's going to go off and go over on that. Got that right. But then again, I got some stuff wrong. Like I thought Hunter Renfrow was going to ball out of control too. And he's been injured. So kind of got that wrong, but it's based on injury. So does that really count? I don't know. Same with Darren Waller. Anyways, I like calling myself out when I get it wrong. I got to head off this live stream in a little bit. If you guys would like to donate to the Dark Side of BEASTwriter, please send me a super chat or super sticker. Also, if you watch any of my other videos that I post that's not on live stream, there is a money icon called a super thanks, and it's a heart icon. It's a heart icon, and you guys can go ahead and donate there as well. Now, obviously, if you're watching this post live stream and would like to leave a comment, go ahead and ask me a question or leave your comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you. I respond to every single comment. Like, what I mean, like I think yesterday I had like 300 comments, and I still have to play catch up on that. But I'm going to get back to you guys. So I know I have to toggle between YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, and then I get DMs on Instagram. It goes in my other folder because obviously I don't follow a lot of you guys, but because I'd be like a lot of people follow. But at the end of the day, I do get back to you guys. So definitely let me know your thoughts on this live stream. And if you guys have any other questions, please give it a thumbs up. There's 49 of us watching here. Just give it a thumbs up. It'll push the algorithm to other YouTube like-minded Raider Nation like yourself that, hey, the Dark Side of BEASTwriter is here to stay long-term. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. You guys been showing. Thank you so much, D-Menace 4200. I appreciate it. He says for next season, road game fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, my guy. And hopefully I get to see you in parking lot. Jay, are you going? Actually, you have my number, right? I think I gave you my number, Dennis. I'm pretty sure I gave you my number. Actually, I know I gave you my number because we've been texting each other. Send me a text message or I'll give you a call. And I want to link up with you if you're here in the Bay. Or not here in the Bay. What am I thinking? I'm not in the Bay Area. Here in Vegas, because the Bay is coming here to Las Vegas. Let me know. And what I'm going to do is I want to link up with you again. And I have another gift for you. I think you're going to like it. So thank you so much, everyone, for the super chat and super stickers. I just want to go ahead, and I don't want to miss a beat. So I just want to go ahead and do that one more time. Thank you much. On to Sick Soldier. Thank you, Omar. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. Phil Romero in the house. Thank you. I appreciate it. And obviously, special thanks to end the live stream with my guy, D-Menace 4200. Thank you so much for all the super chats and super stickers and all the likes and all the engagement here in the DOB. We keep it hot all day, every day, Monday through Friday. And I'm going to go ahead and head off this live stream. I'm going to be on another YouTube channel. It's a Niner YouTube channel. But again, it's all about good vibes only. I don't care what team I talk about. I mean, I am going on the Chicago Bears channel, and I am going on the freaking some Minnesota Vikings YouTuber wants me on. I was like, oh, that's cool. What do you want to talk about the Vikings? Oh, you have game grades, right? Like, I want to know. Okay, let's talk about the game grades. Okay, cool. So it's crazy, but it's all fun. Love it. But no, thank you so much, everyone. D Menace, I appreciate you, my guy. D Menace says, I'll be out there Saturday. I'll hit you up. Yes, hit me up. Hit me up, and let me know your thoughts on everything. Because again, I want to catch up with you around the holidays as we near the new year. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. And again, let's keep things hot. Give it a thumbs up. That way I know what kind of videos to post moving forward. Would it be a live stream? Would it be a Pick 6 segment, a Beast Report, game film study? You guys name it. It's all for you. So you guys drive the channel and the traffic. So again, you guys tell me what you guys want, because at the end of the day, it's your channel, not mine. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Have a good day. BEASTwriter out.